10-year-old giant child was found in an abandoned secret laboratory.
But before we start, please make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss an upload from us. Also, leave a like right now.
The world of science and scientists have many secrets and bad experiments, and the least that's said in their description is that they're inhuman, especially with animals. Even humans did not escape these experiments, not even kids. Most of these experiments are considered more dangerous than the World War. Well, at least the war may end someday, but the outcomes of these experiments may never end. The American police found a huge child in a secret laboratory abandoned 10 years ago. And after investigations, it turned out that the child was used in biological experiments. And it's clear that the experiments were extremely hidden, so they tried to hide it. The child is considered one of the victims of science, which by finding him, we discovered how harsh these scientists are. One of the witnesses, who refused to give his name for security reasons, recounted the third dark side of the experiments. According to what the CIA men said, they used cameras to photograph the moments of finding the child with the smallest details. Witnesses of these experiments set agreements that prevent them from talking about what's happening in the laboratory. The goal of the experiment is to create a huge child, and how this is done is completely unknown because the scientists concealed everything related to the experiments. Even the government did not want to expose this crime to the people due to the great panic it might cause. Even though 10 years has passed, the child appears to be alive, and although he died many years ago, chemicals still increase his size. A secret team worked to investigate this crime. Who knows how many children can be the victims of such experiments? I hope no one will ever live to witness such cruelty. Little Albert Experiment. In 1920, one of the most shameful experiments in the whole world was conducted. It aims to show how the newly discovered classical conditioning theory could be applied to control the fear of white mice in little Albert, an 11-month-old boy. Watson and Rayner controlled little Albert's fear by knocking on an iron rod the moment the white mouse appeared. At first, they brought the white mouse to the boy and noticed that he was not afraid of it. Then they brought the white mouse to the boy and simultaneously banged on the iron rod. Little Albert's reaction was to cry. The second step has been repeated several times. Finally, Watson and Rayner brought the white mouse alone without banging on the iron rod, and the boy was horrified. This study showed how emotions can become conditioned or controlled reactions. Among what's being said about Albert's story, fallacies and contradictions began to appear around this experiment. Some of them were even caused by Watson himself, and this experiment was morally criticized because Watson and Rayner did not erase the effect of conditioning in little Albert, who in turn became afraid of white mice. Stuttering in Children Experience. In 1939, the studies of stuttering while speaking were conducted by Wendell Johnson on 20 orphan children in Davenport, Iowa. Johnson chose his student, Mary Tudor, to conduct the experiment while he was the one observing the research. After the children were divided into two groups, the experimental group and the control group, Tudor spoke positively to the accusative children, praising them for their fluency. On the other hand, she cast negative words on the other children, underestimated them when they made the slightest mistakes during their speech, and told them they were stuttering. Lots of orphan children whose speech was normal and those who heard negative speech in the experiments suffered from negative psychological effects. Some of them have had speech problems for their entire lives. This study is called the Monster Study by some of Johnson's peers who were terrified that Johnson had tested orphan children to prove his theory. The experiment was kept hidden for fear of ruining Johnson's reputation in the wake of the human experiments conducted by the Nazis during World War II. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any new stories.